This time on Bat Squad.
Bats can be found all over the earth, and you might have many species in your neighborhood.
They could be hiding in your trees, bird feeders,
And sometimes in the attics of houses.
they are there, but you just don't see them. This is just amazing.
Hey Bat Friends, I'm Cami and I'm your Bat Squad host. Today we're going to learn about where bats live and how we can protect their habitats. Bats are found almost everywhere. Chances are you're probably living near some. Ewan, Logan, and Calvin have come to tell us more about bats. And they're telling us right from their home states. I mean, we're going to be seeing like tons of bats, and we're going to be seeing the largest population of bats in the world. Ewan, can you tell us more?
Hi, my name is Eowyn. I'm 11 years old, and I live in Texas. Bats live almost everywhere. They live all over the world in like every habitat except for Antarctica and the few isolated islands. They could live in trees, and most notably they could live in caves. We're right now at Bracken Cave, and I'm sitting in front of the cave right now listening to the bats, and it's really cool. It's the largest bat colony. About 15 million moms and babies live in this cave. The bats at Bracken Cave really help us by eating 300 tons of bugs every night, and that's amazing. And the corn-eared moths, they eat the corn, and their larvae and pupa eat the corn, and we don't have to use pesticides because the pests are taken care of by the bats, so we wouldn't have to worry about eating pesticides in the corn, and that's really cool. You could find bats everywhere. They could live in little like cracks and crevices of rocks that aren't in caves, and they could live almost anywhere. Kids might not know, but bats are everywhere around their house. They could be at your front door, they could be hiding in your trees, they could be in your bird feeders, or even in a little building that you have on your house. They could be everywhere around your house, so don't say that you don't have bats around your house. They are there, but you just don't see them.
Wow, I have never seen so many bats in my life. Bracken Cave is definitely Bat Central. When I think of where bats live, I usually think of caves. But did you know that they could live in so many different places? If I wasn't here, then they could probably live in this tent. I wouldn't want them to, but they could. Let's meet Logan, and he's going to tell us more about where bats live.
My name is Logan Carter. I am 12 years old, and I live in Indiana. What got me excited about bats was my dad. He was a bat biologist, so I followed in his footsteps, and eventually I got interested in bats. Bats can be found in deserts, rainforests, forests, and more. Most commonly caves and trees. In caves, they can be found in cracks, crevices, on the roof, or on the wall. In trees, they can be found in cracks or holes, under the bark, or even just chilling on a branch. Bats are amazing to see, and you might have many species in your neighborhood. Bats can live in the country and in the city. They can live in the country, they can live in barns, and sometimes in the attics of houses. In the city, they live in buildings and under bridges.
I guess you never know where a bat might be living. They could be living under bridges and barns, or they could just be living in normal caves. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. I really want to learn more about these bats. I know just the person who can help us. Let's go over to Texas and meet Bat Squad member Calvin. So Calvin, what else do you think we should know about bat habitats?
Hi, I'm Calvin, and I'm from Texas, and I'm 10 years old. Some of the interesting things that I learned about all of the bats was they've developed what they need to survive in each habitat. The Mexican freetails have those big ears, and they're really dark so that they can hide in caves and stuff like that. The red bat, they're designed to look like leaves in trees, and they kind of hold on one foot and they sway like dead leaves. So how bats drink, they glide on top of the water, not like just a few inches above, and they lick it like a dog. They just keep licking until they get enough water. Or if the bats hide in trees, when it rains, the bats can drink little droplets off of leaves and branches. Houses are taking up the habitats of bats. They're chopping down trees and building houses, and so the bats have no choice but to roost up in shingles of houses and all that. But they really aren't a problem or a threat to humans. Kids should tell parents to protect some bat habitat places. Caves are one, trees, under trees, and shingles in the house. Bats can hide in there, and if you can protect those places, I think that we would have more of a chance to have more bats.
We've learned a lot of things about bat habitats, but I wonder, is there any threats to these places? Bat Squad members, what are some dangerous threats to bat habitats, and what can kids like me do to help?
Bat habitats are under threat because of deforestation, and people are disturbing caves, like throwing trash in caves, and even just using lights that the bats don't like just to annoy them because they are scared of bats. People should avoid going inside caves because it would help the bats a lot. The bats are going extinct very quickly.
So what kids can do to protect bat habitat is encourage their parents to learn more about bats, and the kids could tell the parents or grandparents or uncles or any adult more about bats. They could tell them to join a group to help protect bats. They could tell them not to cut down dead branches of trees because that could be a home for a bat.
Build a bat house tonight?
To make homes for bats. Kids could make bat houses like we did just now with our scout group. That could help protect bats as well. What makes a bat house good for bats is, well, let's say you're not near a cave or there's no hollowed out trees or you're not next to a city or near a bridge. You can make bat houses, and that would help grow more habitat for bats. And it would also let the bats have a home to raise their babies and to have a family of their own.
I know of a disease called the white nose syndrome, and it's been killing bats for a while now, and it mostly targets them in hibernation.
That's right, Ewan. Most bats spend their winter in groups called colonies. In fact, all the bats squeeze and huddle close together during the cold winters. But say one of them gets sick, then some others could get sick really fast. In fact, white nose syndrome has been known to wipe out entire bat colonies. This sickness has been known to wipe out 6 million bats in just 6 years. We know this because we've been monitoring our bats. Let's find out how scientists and kids like me and you can help monitor our bats.
Scientists use a tool called a mist net, which is basically a cafeteria lady's hair net the size of a car on top of 2 poles. They hang it over a river or another passageway they think that has a good chance of catching bats, and they wait. The bats are not good at sensing the nets because their echolocation doesn't work well against the nets, so they end up falling into the net, tangling themselves up. The scientists every 10 to 15 minutes check the net and see if there's a bat in the net. If so, they take it out, put it in a bag, bring it to the table, and do some research, like determine its age, measure its forearm, whether it's a male or female, and so on. After they're done, they release it into the wild unharmed. one net, which is the hard net, is more for buildings, like opening buildings and passageways in buildings, while the mist net is more for like streams and rivers and other open passageways. I've been helping out with mist netting since I think I was 5. It's a really long time because I can hardly remember anything at 5, but I think I was helping out since I was 5. And it's been really fun. For me, what it's like to teach other kids about bats, I just love the experience of helping other people, and not just helping the people, but helping the bats and helping the world. It's just a really amazing experience for me, and I like to make it another great experience for the other kids that I'm teaching. So this is your bat. What I wish everyone knew about bats is that they're not scary, they're not frightening, they're not hostile, they're actually just misunderstood and very unique and kind.
Bats are so neat, and I'm so glad we got to learn more about them. To end this video, we're going to talk to Eowyn one more time.
This is just amazing. I don't know what I was expecting. Like, when you said tornado, I was expecting like taller and like an actual tornado, but it's just, this is a lot better. This is amazing. If kids could see this, they would be in love with bats. It's just, it's an amazing sight. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I probably will never have again. Don't be afraid of bats. They do a lot of things to help us. They do a lot of things to help the environment and nature, and they do a lot of things to help amaze us as well. Just let go of your fears and enjoy bats.
She just had an amazing experience seeing wild bats at Bracken Cave. You may not live near an awesome bat cave, but you probably do have bats living near you. If you want to find out, do the activity Neighborhood Bats. And don't forget to tune into our next episode, Bats Need Friends, because you could be a friend to a bat.